The bioelectric field is an accepted aspect of all living creatures. And its definition is an endogenous, meaning generated from within, spatially organized electrical field that is generated by living cells and tissues through ion movement across membranes. So that is the scientific definition of a bioelectric field. And recently it has been discovered or proven or accepted, it's hard to know what word to use nowadays, that the bioelectric field plays a big role in memory, that it carries memory in a way between neurons in the brain. I've been asked by a lot of people who I give readings to or who I work with in my psychic medium circle that I host every week, what do I think these energies are that we connect with, that give us information that is evidential and can be validated by the people that we are reading. And one thing that I am certain about, I shouldn't say certain because nobody knows anything, but in my experience, I do not believe that the energies that I communicate with when I give readings are beings, are, physically demonstrative beings that exist invisibly in my environment. I don't think that's what they are. When I was a child, I did think that's what they were. I thought they were, I called them ghosts, and that's what I thought they were. And as I have gotten older and work with these energies, I've come to understand that rather than these energies being individual energy fields that I'm connecting with that can sometimes form bodies and sometimes not, and sometimes appear in 3D, sometimes not. I think what I'm actually doing and what we're all doing is connecting to the bioelectric field of the person that we are reading. That's not to say that our energy doesn't remain after we pass, and that's not to say that I don't connect with those energies. But I think that by being with a person in a reading, that person's memories are elucidating the bioelectric field of the person who has passed. And I am able to read through that person's bioelectric field, the bioelectric fields of those who have been close to the person and connected to the person. And I think this also explains why we pick up on energies when there's no one else around. I do think that these fields can be strong enough to elicit visions and understandings without the necessity of a sitter. But mostly what I want to say is that if our bioelectric field is responsible for our memories, then why wouldn't those memories remain in our field even after we pass, but especially when we're living? And if we practice, as I do and as many people do, if we practice connecting with that bioelectric field, why wouldn't it be possible for me to be able to read the memories of the sitter in the moment? And then possibly something that hasn't been researched, there is a way to connect to the greater timeline through those bioelectric fields, so that not only can I feel, see, hear, know memories, but I can also feel, see, hear, and know future outcomes, because there really is no such thing as time. So all of it exists in our bioelectric field and is generated from within, but comes from a greater field that energizes the field that is created from within. So sometimes it frustrates people when someone who is on a spiritual path feels the need to find an explanation for these things. People often will say, why do you need to know? Why is it important to have these answers? You know it to be true. I have so much evidential experience of the things I share, the readings I give. It doesn't really matter. But I think it matters because I think marrying science and spirituality is the pioneering energy of the next wave of consciousness, if that makes sense. It's needed in order for us to come to greater expansion and greater understanding of what we're capable of. So it's very important to me to try to be present with the material reality as well as the spiritual reality, so that I can expand both for me and for the people I give readings to and for the people around me. So that's why I focus on these scientific proofs as ways to expand upon our spiritual knowledge, because I think it's the only way forward in terms of greater human expansion, evolution, and eventually peace, harmony, ascension, and unconditional love.